What's going on, everybody? This is Chad from Chad's Jeeps, and today we're going to go over removing the stock exhaust from our Jeep Gladiator. So I've seen a couple different videos floating around on the internet regarding cutting everything off. Made sense to me. It's pretty easy to do. Just figure out the spot you want to and pull it off. But I did see a interesting video from Northridge put out a couple years ago about just unbolting it and removing it. So I'm going to play around with different mufflers and the resonator. I think my plan will probably be to reuse the actual stock rear resonator, remove the two mufflers, but this way I'm not actually making any permanent modifications. We can just unbolt it and then bolt it back on. So what I'll probably do is unbolt it, see how it sounds, and then make the determination on which way I want to go. I'll probably go ahead and take this stock rear resonator, cut it off, and then weld it onto the pipe coming off the catalytic converters and go from there. But we'll go over the underside real quick here and just kind of show everything. So this is the whole exhaust. So you got the rear resonator, goes up over the axle. You've got what they call the suitcase muffler here, and then you've got the first resonator or muffler that's right here. There is a bolt up there by the transfer case where you can just unbolt it and slide it out. So we're going to go ahead and give that a shot first. Or we are going to need to go ahead and put it up on jack stands and then drop the rear end, and then also I'll go ahead and pull the spare tire out of the way. From what I saw basically on the Northridge video is that is going to be kind of in the way. They were able to get it out, but if we can make it a little bit easier by pulling the spare and then the exhaust shield out of the way, we'll go ahead and do that. So the ultimate goal for this too is to kind of create some more clearance in the back. The departure angle on the Gladiators is not the greatest. I've definitely already smacked around a little bit. The rear hitch right here, you can see, I did that on Black Bear Pass, coming down one of the drop-offs, one of the ledges, and just smacked it on something. So definitely want to do some work here on the departure angle for the Gladiator in the future. So the exhaust is one of the first things, the easiest things to take care of. Next thing, I'll be moving the spare to the bed, and then trying to figure out what to do for a rear bumper. But today we'll go ahead and cover the exhaust. Okay, so I went ahead and removed the spare tire and then removed the heat shield for the spare tire as well. So now what we're going to do is remove a couple of bolts. So what I'm going to try first is the hangers are positioned in different ways. The front two muffler hangers are positioned one way and the rear hanger is positioned a different way. So what I'm going to do is try to unbolt that hanger right there. And then I'm going to unbolt the muffler connection up front, and then I should be able to just slide the whole thing out and back now that I got the heat shield removed. So we're going to go ahead and give that a shot and see what happens. Okay, so here is the clamp at the front. Basically, it's just a 13 mil bolt. All the hangers and the bolts here are 13 mil. So we're going to go ahead and just unbolt this, and then that should loosen up the rear exhaust from the front exhaust. All this will stay put, and the rest of it will pop out, and we'll see how it sounds after we get it out. Okay, we got all the bolts off the rear hanger, and all the other bolts are loose. We're going to go ahead and see if we can just kind of pull the exhaust off and slide it up over the axle. That is going to pop off there. So I'm going to go up front and see if I can support from the middle. Hey, look at that, it's off. Now comes the fun part, snaking it over the rear axle. Coming out front then. So I was hoping, just gonna pivot around. I'll try to pivot it the other way, but I'm afraid I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it out here without jacking it up and then dropping the rear axle down and get a little more clearance out of it. So. You know what? Let's try going forward. Let's see what happens. I might be able to just sneak this whole thing out this way if we stick around. So close. I was able to get it out, so what I did was jacked up the rear axle, went ahead and basically maxed out the jack. It's a high lift jack from Craftsman, goes up, I don't know, like 22 inches or so, but was enough to go ahead and set the jack stands up, and then I was able to slide the exhaust all the way out. So I got the stock exhaust all the way out, so I'll go ahead and get that cleared out. I'll lift it up, get the jack stands out of the way, and we'll start it up and see what it sounds like. Okay, we've got the Gladiator back down on the ground on the axle, and the stock exhaust pulled all the way out. So what I did notice was there's still one more heat shield underneath there, so we're going to go ahead and pull that out as long as we're at it. Again, it was just above that stock suitcase muffler. Since we don't have that anymore, I don't think we need it, so I'm just gonna pull it out. It's just got two bolts there, same as the other one, the 10 mil. So we'll just go ahead and get that pulled off and call it good. That's 13 mil. That's not the 10 mil. Oops. There we go. Right tool for right job. Alright, got all those off, so this should pop off relatively easy, except still got the exhaust hanger up there, so that is going to keep that in place. Better or worse, but again, we don't need that, so we'll go ahead and pull it off too. Maybe if we can reach it. Otherwise I should have started from the other side, huh? And there we go. Exhaust hanger pulled off and the last heat shield removed as well. Okay, we got the stock exhaust all the way out of the Gladiator, and it's a moment of truth. It's time to hear the cold start, and let's see what it sounds like. Just kidding, that's the Hemi. Here is the Gladiator. Hey, look, I got the key. Too shabby. We'll take it. We'll go ahead and run around on the road and see what it sounds like out there. Okay, now we've got the exhaust removed, and we're going to go for our first road test in the Gladiator and see what it sounds like. parts. I could see if I can make it work. I have some flex exhaust hose and some clamps and stuff too, so I may be able to just cut it off and make it work myself. But worst case scenario, I'll take it to the muffler shop tomorrow and get the rear resonator welded up. Okay, so we've got our factory Jeep Gladiator exhaust here. We're going to go ahead and make some cuts to be able to reuse it on the Jeep. So basically what I'm going to do right here is I still kind of want to keep that ball joint there to be able to unbolt or bolt in a new one. So I made a little line here approximately. I'm going to cut on that one, and then over here as well for the rear resonator. I'm going to reuse the rear resonator on the exhaust with the turn down, and then basically just have a muffler pipe shop put a straight pipe between the cut off ball joint there and then the factory resonator. And again, I'm going to go ahead and cut that right here. We'll see if they can reuse the factory hanger. There is a hanger already on there for the front one there. So we'll see if we can reuse it. If not, they'll put one in the muffler shop. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and make some cuts and see if we can reuse these two pieces. Okay, I got the first cut done. We're gonna go ahead and make the second cut. Actually, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and hold that resonator up to the existing pipe that's sitting out there. There is a bend here between the ball socket joint thing and the first muffler. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off next to that to see if that clearance is actually needed for anything. We can always trim that back later, or the muffler shop can trim it later if they need to. But I'm gonna take that resonator and hold it up to the existing thing to see if there's clearance enough for it, and then also kind of move it back and forth and see if that'll hit the hanger that's already in there and how much pipe they're gonna need. I think it should work out just about right. If we reutilize the existing hanger that's on the frame, with that point right there, that turn down will be behind the rear door, and I think everything will work out great. But we're gonna go ahead and stick it up there and see what happens. Okay, so I went ahead and was able to actually kind of force that rear resonator into that ball socket there on the end, and kind of want to get an idea of what it'll sound like once it's hooked up. I think I like it. Definitely tones down the open exhaust a lot more. So and then just kind of mount it straight on there. That should fit straight. So I was going to mark off and cut the angle portion of that ball socket thing, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut the straight portion of that and then bring in those two pieces to the muffler shop tomorrow, and we'll see what they can get done. Okay, I got my second cut done. Cut the little ball joint off there too. So tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and take the resonator and the little ball tip and then take that to the muffler shop and have them put it all together for me, and we'll see how it sounds. So I was pretty happy with the just sticking it on the end there and jamming it into the end and listening to it, starting it up. Sounds pretty good. Kind of tamed it down a little bit, but still definitely made it sound a lot more aggressive than stock. So really excited to see what they can make happen tomorrow at the muffler shop. Okay, everybody, we just got back from the muffler shop, and they went ahead and welded us in a new pipe and mounted the stock resonator. So I had them go ahead and reuse the stock ball joint adapter thing there on the factory exhaust, so that if I don't like it, I can always unbolt it and pull this off and put an aftermarket one in. But reutilize that, welded in a new pipe, bent it to fit, and then welded it to the factory rear resonator. So pretty happy with everything so far. We're gonna go ahead and start it up and listen to it.